Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Make sure you get to mygreengear.com to get cool gear just like this. 10% off. Promo code Jericho. Get it in time for Christmas. I also still have some merch left available for if you want an autographed message on there, some shit like that, just let me know. Check out a video I have in there. I have that I made a couple weeks ago. Explains everything. Very simple. But it's not the end of the year. 1 second. Just started something for tomorrow's live stream. Hold on, writing this shit down. Boom, there we go. I write these ideas down when I get them. So, I know it's not the end of the year yet, but I think we have to call it and hand out the Jackass of the Year award. And the Jackass of the Year award goes to not a person, but a group. It goes to the Detroit Public School System. I know, Detroit Public School System could have probably won the Jackass of the Year award for the last 50 years. But we're going to give it to them this year because they went ahead and took it upon themselves to remove Ben Carson's name from the Ben Carson High School of Science and Medicine. Now think of this, if you're a parent, even if you're not, wouldn't you want your child to go to a high school that has the name Science and Medicine in the title? Sounds prestigious. Sounds like they're education oriented. Sounds like they have their sights on some pretty lofty goals. The Ben Carson High School for Science and Medicine. Sounds good to me. Well, it doesn't sound good to the Detroit public school system, Detroit Public School Board. And yes, I looked into the numbers. The Detroit public school system is failing on every level. Every level, the numbers are horrific. They will make you sad. You will shed one tear like that Indian in that commercial back in the day where somebody threw a piece of paper out the window. You will look at the statistics on the Detroit public school system and you will weep. But instead of taking care of the problems and improving the education and demanding more of the parents, even though they don't demand more of themselves, they decided, you know what? Again, ignoring the hard work, ignoring your chores. You just want to go outside and play. You're ignoring all the work that needs to be done first. All the things going on in the Detroit public school system, and they decide that the most pressing thing is to remove Dr. Ben Carson's name from the school. And they're doing it because of his political beliefs. That's it. He didn't do anything. He wasn't caught with some harlot. No audio of him saying some anti-Semitic shit that seems to be the coup de grace for everybody's career nowadays. Nothing like that. They just don't like his political views. They don't like the fact that he worked for HUD underneath Trump during his administration. They don't like that. That's why. So let me get this straight. Let me make sure the stupid shit that I'm hearing is really as stupid as it sounds. You are going to remove a prominent, successful black man's name from a school board, a school system, a school district, or whatever you want to call it, that's predominantly black. You want to remove his name from the school. Somebody for these kids to look up to. Somebody for these kids to model their professional lives after. Ben Carson came from Detroit. He came from a single mom. He came from the slums, and look at him, like a phoenix. He rose from the ashes of Detroit to shine in the White House. Now, of course, if you know anything about Ben Carson, you know that him being in the White House is not his crowning achievement. You know how he got to the White House? He got there because he was the youngest chief of neurosurgery in the history of Johns Hopkins. He was the youngest, at one time, he was the youngest chief of neurosurgery in the country. He was the first person to successfully complete a surgery to detach two Siamese twins that were two conjoined twins joined at the back of their head. Pretty risky operation, right? Pretty risky procedure. He pulled it off. Then he was the first person to complete neurosurgery on a baby that was inside of the womb. Damn. And this is back in 1987. So they didn't have the technology and the tools that they have today. They weren't exactly, tapping messages into stone tablets, but it wasn't like it was today. He performed surgery successfully on a baby that was still inside the womb. Would you call that a confined workspace? Would you say that baby was probably pretty tiny? This is what got that man to the White House. Great accomplishments. And you're taking his name off of the school because he worked for Trump? The same Trump who's done more for the black community than any other president? Black entrepreneurship, that means black folks owning their own businesses, starting their own businesses, went up 400% under Trump. So despite his oppressive racist thumb, it still went up by 400%. That's weird. Let's see, Detroit is over here. Detroit's in the Midwest. Why don't we head east? We go all the way to the East Coast. We go all the way to Virginia. Is it Virginia or West Virginia? Where do they have the schools named after Robert Byrd? Have they stripped his name from those schools? Nope. Robert Byrd, the recruiter for the Klan. His job was to talk up the Klan and get people to join. He was a recruiter. He still has schools and streets named after him. But Detroit said, no. You're not going to be more useless than we are. We're going to do something more useless than anybody else could possibly do. We're going to take the name of a prominent, successful person and take it off of the school's name. And what are you going to replace it with? Who are you going to replace it with? Some fucking revolutionary who was a communist, anti-American piece of shit? Probably. Don't be surprised if they change it to the fucking Black Panther School of Science and Medicine. You know what they're probably going to name it? You know what they're probably going to name that school? They're probably going to name it the George Floyd High School of Science and Medicine. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me you wouldn't take that bet that they would do that shit. If Vegas gave you that bet right now that they're going to take Ben Carson's name off a high school and replace it with George Floyd, tell me you wouldn't take that bet. I would, all day, twice on Sunday. You know that shit's probably going to happen. It's a perfect opportunity. It's a perfect opportunity to deal a blow to Western society, to our success as a country. Strip away the successful people. Highlight the bottom of the barrel. Highlight the degenerates. Take a doctor's name, a prenatal surgeon's name off the school and replace it with the patron saint of fentanyl. You think we won't do it? You think we're not capable of that bullshit? You think we're not capable of something so fucking dumb? They just lit up the White House in rainbow colors last night. You think they won't do this? Damn, Detroit, you make me sick. The water, the murders, the poverty and the despair, and then you throw a cherry on top of it by removing Ben Carson's name from a high school. Perfect. And what are you going to tell the students when they ask why you did that? What kind of leftist, woke, pro-black Negro bullshit are you going to tell these kids? Can't wait. Good job, Detroit. Good fucking job, Detroit. Can we give Detroit to Canada? It's right across the fucking, was it a river or something? Separating you guys, one of the Great Lakes or some shit? Can we give Detroit to Canada? I vote yes. I vote that we give Detroit away. Give it to Canada. Maybe you guys can fix it, eh? Maybe you guys are so nice up there, eh? Maybe you can fix Detroit, eh? I don't know, but what a piece of shit the Detroit public school system is. Like we didn't know that already. I picture every school inside the Detroit public school system as being the first 20 minutes of Lean On Me. Look that shit up if you don't know what it is. That's every single school in the Detroit public school system. And you just took one more piece of silver lining away from those kids. Good job, monsters. Let me get in here with my beautiful wife and kids. Make sure you go to mygreengear.com. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net and mygreengear.com. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.